What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. All my social media is in my description box. This is Games People Play Season 1, Episode 5. So look, let me tell y'all something. There were some things in this episode that confused the hell out of me. So if y'all understand it or can explain it, put it in the comments down in the comment section. I'm gonna just go through this, but some shit just totally had me confused. So first of all, my first confusion is this. Here's the thing. I ain't mad at Vanessa for getting her little piece from Bryce because her husband sure been doing what he want to do, and it sounds like he been doing it a lot, often, and everywhere. Here's my problem or my confusion. First and foremost, you went and got the Plan B pill. Was it the same night that you slept with old boy? Because you had time to go to the pharmacy, go back home, take the pill, throw the stuff away, take a shower, get into bed, and Marcus still wasn't home. Because if it was the same night, hell, Kareem had already beat his ass. He should have been home, right? Or was it the day? Was it the day after, and he was on the road trip, and that's why he wasn't in bed? Because I was a little confused. Here's the other thing I'm confused about. You sleeping with somebody for the first time. About to get on I'm about to get on my safe sex for a minute. You done slept with this man for the first time, and you went raw, and you married, and it's the first man you done ever had sex with outside of your husband. What the fuck is wrong with you? What were you thinking? So you at least you was smart enough to go get the morning after pill. But like the lady at the pharmacy said, if people would just use condoms, they would avoid this whole situation. I'm all for doing what you do. I don't judge nobody. I don't have I ain't judging nobody. But I do feel like you need to be safe in what you're doing. Okay? Now, I'm off my soapbox. I'm going about my business, but now then we go to Kareem and what's her name? Quanisha rolling up on his mama house without calling. I can't say nothing because I do it all the time to my parents. I'm in the neighborhood or if I'm out and I feel like going by, I go by. I got a key and I will use my key without calling. Now, I don't go up the steps without announcing myself for a variety of reasons. Okay. But I just show up at my parents' house, so that part ain't trip. The problem was Mama was getting her a little piece, and it just so happened that the piece Mama getting is Jamal. Y'all know Jamal, the little con artist that Kareem ain't really rocking with, the dude that tried to scam them, um, saying that the I was gonna say the NAACP, the NCAA was coming after them for some violations that they did back in college. Yeah, that Jamal. But Kareem rolled up with Quanisha. They all happy and in love, and they all booed up and everything. And they start getting on him about why you still mess with Marcus King. He's the reason why, like they owe everything to you. They wouldn't have that house. They wouldn't have this money. They wouldn't have this life without you. And they owe you, and they owe you. And he was like, okay, back up off of it. Like it ain't that deep. We're friends, and it is what it is. He was like, they having a pool party tomorrow. And I'm invited as a guest, not as somebody who was working for them. And his mama was like, well, ain't nobody tripping off of Marcus King or his little bougie ass wife, Vanessa. Ain't that right, Quanisha? Quanisha was like, well, hold up now. Maybe I need to go check, maybe I need to go to the pool party and check things out. Bitch, that ain't why you going to the pool party. You going to the pool party for the same reason that I would go to the pool party. Let an NBA player invite me to his house for a pool party. I am showing up. I don't give a fuck. It could be somebody I don't even like. I don't care. I'm going. Call me what you want. Judge me later. I'm going. And I've done it. Not NBA players, but yeah, anyway, we don't need to talk about me. So Quanisha gonna come to this pool party, which of course we knew she would. Now over to Nia. Nia ass done had one of them blackout drunk nights, honey. She done got don't know what happened, who reminded her. She got the inside scoop on the Cardi B Nicki Minaj fight. Don't even remember none of it. Her and Golden Girl, Golden Goddess was doing what girls do when they get drunk and they all bumping and grinding and posting pictures on the gram. And she's like, Lord, Vanessa gonna kick my ass when she see these pictures. But she got the scoop. What she also did was she did some drunk texting. We have all been guilty of doing some drunk texting. I know, Lord knows I have. Let me tell you something. It's this story before people were texting. You would drunk call. And I remember in college one time, North Carolina, drunk as hell. Oh, I was so drunk. Call my little boyfriend up here in DC. Lord have mercy. Anyway, that's a conversation that, glad there was no such thing as texting back then, because I'm glad there is no record of that conversation. But neither here nor there. And she done drunk text Eric or to come on out from New York. Eric's talking about some surprise. I'm here. She was like, surprise. Is Eric the boyfriend? Lord, see, y'all gonna get me if I got the name wrong. The boyfriend in New York. Shit. Um, the boyfriend in New York. So they go out. So Vanessa shows up, and her and Nia end up going out to lunch. And Vanessa tells Nia that she got with Bryce, and and Nia told her, "Girl, don't you feel guilty, and don't you start feeling regrets. This man done cheated on you 5,000 gazillion times. This your first time stepping out. You do you. Don't you do it. Don't you worry about it." Um, and of course, she had to ask her, "Was it good?" She said, "It was. And all that good stuff. You know how we do." Um, Let me see. Is that what happened next? What happened next? Vanessa's going through some financials because she just bought this vineyard. So she's going through some financials and she found a $50,000 charge and the initials are K whatever. So she automatically assumes it's Kareem. She goes to confront Kareem. She didn't draw to Inglewood. Kareem told her don't come down here. Mind you, he back at his mama house. He said, "Don't come down here." Her ass done rolled down there in her Porsche, okay? Rolled up on him and she confronting him. Now here's my problem. The first thing he told her was, "You need to go talk to your husband." He was absolutely correct. That is not a conversation you roll up on Kareem. You talk to your husband about it. Number two, then he's telling her, "Look, I don't know what it's for." And she gonna come at him talking about something. "I know you lying, you untrustworthy, you this, you that." He was like, "Look, that was the past. This is now. I'm not lying to you now. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what it's about. Okay." And finally, his mama, she mama come to the rescue, come telling, talking about she need him to do something before 5 o'clock, which sort of got Vanessa on out of there. But Kareem is like, "Lord, I'm trying to get away from this bullshit, and hey, they done brought me back in." So he ends up meeting Marcus at the airport. Marcus was like, "Oh, I thought you weren't gonna be here this time." He was like, "Me either," because remember they had their little fight last week, and he tells her, he's like, "Look, Vanessa's sniffing around your money and you need to let her know what that money was for." He was like, "Well, what you tell her?" He was like, "I ain't tell her shit. But let me tell you what I'm done doing. I'm done covering for you. I'm done, telling you, I'm done hiding your women from her. She deserves better." So of course now Mark is looking at him like, "Oh, for real? Oh, that's how you gonna carry it?" "Yeah, that's how I'm carrying it, because she deserves better than your bitch ass." Okay. I added the bitch ass part. But I agree. She deserves better than you. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my text going off. Anyway, so all right, here's where we start getting in um to the part that is a little confusing. I mean, Nia and the boyfriend, he show up. You can tell Nia's a little uncomfortable with him being there, but we'll get to that because remember, she really ain't want him there. She drunk texted his ass. She really didn't expect his ass to show up in LA, and she probably still feeling some kind of way about them comments he made about, "I stayed back here just in case you ain't make it," because he talking about some, "Oh, this our house." She was like, me. So the pool party. Let me tell y'all something. This is the driest damn pool party I have ever seen in my life. First of all, I, it should have been called more of a get together by the pool, because that's really what it was. It wasn't a pool party. You invited a few of your couples over, friends, for them to taste your new wine and just chill out by the pool. It really wasn't no pool party, but okay, we're gonna get to that. So Quanisha shows up, being hood from the door, telling the maid, breaking the maid, and so Kareem is there and he's like, "Well, let me take you." She was like, "This where they living, this how they living," and you could tell it's just hate all in her voice, just hate. This is the scene that confused me a little bit, okay? Um, so he ends up taking her on a tour of the house, and of course, there's a part of her that's impressed, but then there's a part of her that's jealous and envious because in her mind, this should be Kareem's life. Look, athletes come a dime a dozen, and unfortunately, injuries come even twice than that. And there are a whole lot of athletes on the sidelines these nowadays that because they got hurt. I mean, it just happened. It's unfortunate. Now, maybe as we keep going through this episode, we'll learn that there's a little bit more to the story that we don't know about as far as Kareem and um Marcus's situation with the basketball thing. But from what we know right now, Kareem was the star player. Kareem got hurt. Somehow Marcus came off the bench and was able to basically be all that they thought Kareem was going to be. Guess what? It happens all the time. Ask, Tom Brady and was it Drew Bledsoe? Ask them how that worked out. Okay. Okay. So as they're going through the house, oh girl, get ready to start stealing. And Kareem was like, put that back. Like, she's like, they not even gonna miss it. He was like, trust me, Vanessa will miss it. Well, why are you taking up for them anyway? Because he don't want you stealing from his. Forget about the fact of his friend, his employer. Since you, why you work for him anyway? Doesn't it make you mad to be sitting here working for him? He was like, why do y'all keep acting like he is using me or something? This man pays me to do a job. This is what I am here to do. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Why y'all keep acting like he throwing me scraps? Which I understand his point. Like, he's working an honest job. Like, yes, it's not the way he thought his life was going to go, but I think y'all should be giving him credit that he not sitting somewhere wallowing in sorrow, talking about woulda, shoulda, couldas. Like, the fuck. So, um, then she starts talking about, well, he's you need to quit this and get a real job. He was like, oh, like you at the Quickie Mart? Oh, what'd he say that for? What he said that. Oh, so of course that made her mad. It would have made me angry as well. Of course, it made her mad, and she starts, talking about, you were supposed to put me through beauty school so I could be Mariah Carey's stylist. He was like, "Boo, you still gonna be doing glitters hair? Stop it! I'm serious. Don't be pacifying me." He was like, "What? Like, we still gonna make it happen. It's just gonna have to happen a little different than what we thought, but we still good. Nah, nah, and it's over. It's over." And I was like, how we get there? Like, how you go from 0 to 100, break up with him, and then roll out? So that whole scene really confused me. I get feeling like this should have been your life. I understand that. But what I didn't get how you got all the way to, and I don't want to be with you no more. Like, let's not be together. Like, I don't, that whole scene confused me. Like I said, now, if it's something we find out later on that the whole situation is a little bit deeper and more complicated than what we think, then that's one thing. But based on what they showed me today, I'm just a little confused. Y'all let me know if I missed something or whatever. Like I said, I know these are based on some books, so maybe there's some information that y'all know if y'all read the book, but it lost me. Um, um, so of course the rest of the day, Kareem is in his feelings. He upset because she broke up with him, but he also, I'm sure, is sitting there thinking, reminiscing on, yeah, this really was supposed to be my life. The pool party ends up being Nia and her boyfriend, um, Vanessa Simmons and her husband, who's on the team, Marcus, Vanessa, and then the assistant ends up rolling his way in there. Nia's assistant ends up rolling his way in there, and then Tiny and Marlo Hampton, that played the little groupies from last week because they do live in the neighborhood. They end up rolling through there, and I was just like, what kind of hodgepodge party is this? Like, it just was so weird. It was such an awkward, and the whole party scene was awkward because he made a toast to her, with their wine from the vineyard, and talking about how proud of her he was, and how that's his wife, his life, his heart is this, is that, all that good stuff, and it was just awkward. Like, to me, that whole scene was just weird and awkward. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. But they end up getting in the pool after I hate going, you go to a pool party and people don't want to get in the pool, especially black women, and we don't need to go down the road of why. But Nia's boyfriend jumps in the pool, and of course, he got to beg them to get in the pool. Please get in the pool. Please get in the pool. Please get in the pool. Come on, somebody get in the pool with me. Please, somebody get in the pool. None of the women got in the pool, and end up being just the three guys getting in the pool. Somewhere in there, Marcus hurt his ankle. So we're going to see how that plays into later on. But he ends up hurting his little ankle. And y'all know athletes, if they get hurt on the court, that's one thing. But when they get hurt at home, and it could be innocent as that, but it's going to be some shit with it. Especially it's a brand new player, brand new team, brand new season. You done already got put out of a game for fighting. Like, you don't need to get hurt. So he's dealing with that situation. So Miss Golden Goddess, we ain't forgot about you, boo. Golden Goddess, honey. So she's still doing what she doing and fronting for the gram. She done sent a friend request to Nia. Lord Nia was like, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do. Because of course she got them in the party. She is connected from where they sit. So she don't want to necessarily piss her off and cut off them being able to being able to get some inside scoop. But then the flip side, again, that is her friend. Vanessa is her best friend. So what do you do? What do you do? So Golden Goddess gets a call from her girl, and she was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" The girl she did the little heist with the Africans a couple of weeks back, and she was like, "Yeah, so what you doing, girl? What you getting into?" She was like, "Nothing. I'm chilling." She was like, "What you doing tomorrow, girl?" And she said, "I don't know why." That's my line. Before I commit to anything, why you want to know what I'm doing tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? I might not have nothing to do, but I might not want to do what you want to do. So I don't know why. And so she was like, um, I got this line on some dudes that want to go to Catalina. It's $1,000 just for the day. She was like, well, what about Roxanne? She was like, girl, this ain't come through Roxanne. What she don't know won't hurt her. And I knew then it was a setup. I said, this is set up. I said, but what I thought it was, I said, this is set up. I said, this some damn Africans. They done found them. They done found out how to get in touch with them, and they setting their asses up. So the next day, we see Miss Golden Goddess getting herself together, got her little bikini on, honey, packing her little bag for the day to go to Catalina, honey. And the police detective shows up, wanting to ask her some questions because come to find out, the dead cheerleader that Marcus used to mess with was also a client of Roxanne's. Now, we already know Roxanne is a pimp. And she runs a little escort service. She probably does some legitimate modeling jobs on the side, but she really run a little escort service. So that's the connection. So the detective wants to ask Miss Golden Goddess about, did she know the dancer or whatever? And she was like, nah, I don't know her. He was like, what about Marcus? I won't say Marcus Graham, but y'all know that's Boomerang. She was like, what about Marcus King? She said, well, look, yes, me and Marcus King had some dealings, and you already knew that. So what you really want? I mean, I just want to know whatever you can tell me about Marcus King. When's the last time you saw him? She was like, a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure. Well, when you figure out the date, you let me know. You give me a call. And he's sitting outside her apartment waiting for her to leave, right? So that ends up making her run late. So old girl calls her back and was like, girl, where you at? And she was like, I ran into some stuff, but I'm on my way now. She was like, okay, sorry you can't make it. Maybe next time. She was like, girl, I just told you I'll meet you there. She was like, all right, well, we'll see. We'll have to do it again another time. Sorry. Your girl trying to warn you. She's trying to tell you, keep away from this bullshit. That's what she's trying to do. So Golden Goddess hangs up. And she's a little perplexed. And then they swipe over to the girl. And yep, them Africans are with her. And she trying to save, I guess she figured whatever happened to me is whatever happened to me. But I'm going to save her from getting in from some shit going down. So we're going to see what ends up happening with the two of them, honey. We're going to see how that ends up going down. Now, back to the pool party. While they were at the pool party, damn, Vanessa then called Nia's boyfriend by the wrong name. And like I said, I think Eric is the wrong name. But if I'm wrong, whatever. But she ended up calling him the name of the police detective. So, dude ain't trip at the party. But when they left the party, he was like, who Eric? And at first, Nia tried to blow it off, but he was like, no, for real, what's the deal? And so she explained, and to her credit, she ain't lied to him. She explains that, look, he is, he knows he's the ex, she knows he's the ex-boyfriend. Well, he knows, anyway, knows that Eric is the ex or whatever. And she says, well, excuse me, it ain't even barely 6 o'clock, and I'm yawning. He said, well, I know that, no, damn it. Okay. He was like, "What's up? Why are you even contacting Eric?" He was like, "I didn't even know you were back in contact with him." And she was like, "It was just for Vanessa, so we could get some information on Marcus. Like, why are you tripping?" And he was like, "What you mean why I'm tripping? Like, I didn't even know that you were here. I didn't even know that you were talking to this dude, and now you've been in contact with him." And my thing is this: if it were as innocent as you trying to make it out to be, your girl wouldn't have called me by his name. And I guess that's where he coming from, because that's where I'd be coming from. I'd be like, if this is just somebody that you contacted for the purposes of trying to just get some inside scoop, then in my mind, I feel like you wouldn't be calling me by somebody else's damn name. So back to the party. Marlo Hampton. So anyway, they mad. They slept that night. They ain't even sleep together. I mean, they slept in the same bed, but they was facing away from each other and everything. And he in his feelings for real, for real. Um, Back to the party though. Miss Marlo Hampton done pushed up on Mr. Kareem. Now remember last week she was paying his ass dust because he ain't playing the NBA. But I guess she figured, well, wait a minute, the best friend of the NBA player might be just as good. At least get me into the right party so I can really get who I'm really trying to get. So she flirts with him, and of course he in his feelings because the girlfriend done left him hanging. Next thing you know, Vanessa go down in the wine cellar to get her another bottle of wine, and they down in the basement getting it in. I said, well, what they say, the best way to get over an ex is to get under somebody new. I mean, that's what they say. That's what they say. But neither way, neither here nor there. Like I said, that was a dry ass pool party, as far as I was concerned. But a couple of little things did go down so that, to set up some stuff for next week. And that's pretty much what went down in this episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know, oh, I'm sorry. And then at the end, Marcus comes to Vanessa. He does confess to her about the money and tells her that the money was to pay off the little dancer who happens to have the same initials. He was like, that was to basically pay her off for her to go off and basically disappear, because after what went down with me and her, she couldn't get a job with another team, so that was enough money for her to go somewhere and to start over. $50,000 really ain't that much in the grand scheme of things, but I guess it was enough for her to be able to move away and start a new life somewhere else, which of course y'all know she ain't never had no intention of doing, honey. And he was like, but I really want us to start over before what we have is lost for good. And she was like, I've been here the whole time, Marcus. I've been here the whole time. And so he said, look, I fucked up. He said, and it's probably worse than you think it is. He said, but I'm really trying to do better. Like, I really am trying to make this work. He was like, I wasn't ready. I became an NBA star and women were just throwing it at me. And it was so many women everywhere I went. And I just wasn't ready for it. I wasn't mature enough to handle it. And I fucked up. But I really, really want this to work. I love you. And I really don't want to lose you. And he said, look, here's my phone. Let's switch phones. She was like, whoa, what? Because mind you, she been flirting with Bryce the whole episode, sending him sexy pictures and shit like that. So she was like, oh no, we can't switch no phones. Oh, no. She's like, I trust you, baby. Give me my phone back. But then she does end up deleting Bryce out of her phone. So I guess she's going to really try to make it work. But I got a feeling that it's some more shit with Bryce, honey. I don't know if he's going to end up being a stalker or if it's some more like he really working for the feds, trying to get some information. Like, I don't trust Bryce. I really think it's more to the story with Bryce, because to me, it was just way too convenient that he just pops up. But it could just be like that. Sometimes you just run into people. But I don't know. It's too convenient for me. The shit blend in a little too much for me. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.